Welcome back, sports gamers. It's the natural. A little late on this, but want to get and break down the Madden 24 gameplay trailer that they dropped. Of course, get my thoughts and feedback from the beta, depending on showing what they show in the trailer and my thoughts on it's legit BS or I agree, disagree with the new feature, whatever it is. So let's get right into it.
The goal for gameplay in Madden NFL 24 is to provide players with more control and realism through improvements to the Field Sense gameplay system, a completely redesigned character skeleton that we're calling Sapien, and enhancements to key areas of foundational football. As part of Madden 24's Field Sense improvements, Hit Everything 2.0 introduced...
That is so real. Hit Everything is that you get hit is hits everywhere. Like, like this is there's hits, there are collisions everywhere in this game, and I think if people gonna be very frustrated. I mean, as someone who likes defense, I'm okay with it, but a lot of drop passes, a lot of hits, a lot of collisions. I'll talk more about it as we go.
This is new contested catch tackle types to provide more control and variety on.
I mean, you see a lot of that, especially the scoop tackle animation. It does look dope, but again, like anything, of course, as you play and the more you play the game, put time in, you see more of the same animations. But when I first saw it, I was like, oh, like that's a nice hit.
On defense. In Madden 23, the mid-air tackling system changed the way players defended the passing game. But those were limited to tackling receivers who were leaping for the ball. In Madden 24, that system expands to all contested catches. So you can now make plays on curls, slants, and crossers much more effectively, and you can hit receivers coming across the middle.
Yeah, a lot of hits, a lot of drops. Like, if you're not that elite, top receiver, if a guy's got tight coverage, or if it's a good DB or a defender, is going to drop it. I did see a couple instances of linebackers cover receiver. I think I had, who was it, linebacker from the Ravens that was covering Keenan McCardle on like a corner route or something like that, and he was like step for step with them. But of course we don't want to see a lot of that, but definitely a lot of drops. If guys are there, and again, I'm a defensive guy, so I like to see that, but it can be very frustrating for the offensive players like that, because I saw in the games that I played, there was a lot of drops from receivers, and I'm somebody who clicks on, like I click on my receivers, so a lot of people who don't, they're gonna have even more drops.
All of these improvements increase your control and ability to defend the passing game. New wrap tackle types like scoop tackle.
Yeah, like those the new ones, they look nice, but again, they're nice now. It's exciting. You're first playing the game, you're like, oh, but then 3 months from now, it's gonna be like, all right, whatever. You gotta get used to seeing those animations, which is kind of what people always want. Like, oh, the unlimited physics, just pure physics-based tackling, which to me would, people don't really understand what they're asking for. I'm totally getting to that.
Low wrap tackles, mismatch tackles pay off the size, momentum, and matchup of every tackle. On the other side of the ball, improvements to skill-based passing introduces upgrades to make both throwing and catching smoother. Receivers will now maintain their speed and momentum when catching, no matter where you play.
Yeah, I threw a deep ball at OBJ, and like, in last year's game, like you would throw the deep ball, and I always click on when I catch the ball. You would throw a deep ball, and when you switched, it was like a hesitation or a little like hitch to it when you would switch and then start turbo, and your receiver would go a little bit faster. So that's a lot of times how you hit the deep ball last year. But this year they stay smooth. They don't break stride. They don't hitch. So that should be an advantage to faster receivers like Tyreek Hill. They don't kind of lose a step in that switch over.
It's the pass, giving you more control to get loose and turn upfield. A new jump, dive, and...
All right, much has been made about this and Mahomes, and there's a couple quarterbacks, I believe, aside to one of the abilities that allow them to do this. And I think it's something silly. I mean, I really believe, like, they add stuff like stuff like this. People don't realize this is not from the developers. This is not from the guys who are coding and making a game. This is I would guarantee you this is something from a marketing standpoint, where the marketing guys go, hey, remember that cool play that happened in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and why isn't that in the game? That was such a cool play. Like, and then it goes up the chain, and someone goes, yeah, that was a cool play. And then this is how we get stuff like this, where the average person, average Madden player, just like, wait, what? Who asked for this? Like, it was that marketing, social media, whatever guy who, well, I don't say social media, but marketing guy, the guy in marketing who got this up high enough in the chain to say, oh, wouldn't that be cool? This is how stuff like that gets in the game.
No-look pass animations have been added for quarterbacks who often improvise to manufacture a clear pass.
Yeah, that's cool. Like, this is good. Like this, like that stuff like this is realistic. Somebody's in his face, he throws kind of a jump pass over or around or a sidearm, like, or you know, like that's real football. That's legit. You know, this happens every game. But the jump pass, yeah.
Passing lane. Madden 24's new character skeleton, Sapien, has been completely rebuilt from the ground up, resulting in more realistic animations that better simulate athletic performance.
So this looks good, and you can see this in the video,
On the
but like,
skeleton
yeah, I mean, it's nothing that you notice when playing a game, or you don't notice like actively, like, oh man, the dude's body skin or, you know, skeleton looks great.
Madden 23.
I mean, it's a good improvement.
Player limbs and joints weren't always accurately represented. You can see here some of the new ways that Sapien in Madden 24.
Yeah, I mean, it looks way more legit, for sure.
24 more accurately reflects the bodies of various NFL players.
So I was looking at this for a while, and it does look more accurate, but again, not something that would jump out to you in the game immediately. But they've been moving towards this and moving towards different bodies types, and hopefully they can get more body scans. I know that there are some individual players that did get full body scans this past year, so hopefully they move more towards that. Like 2K, they do full body scans of players, tattoos, and everything. So hopefully Madden is able to progress towards that in the future. But it's a step in the right direction where some guys actually did get full body scans.
From players with a unique combination of size and athleticism to those with more athletic builds, Sapien transforms the way players look, move, and perform on the virtual gridiron.
Scoop tackle.
With Sapien, animations have higher fidelity and are more fluid, making the player movement more true to life for smoother gameplay in Madden 24.
It's definitely smoother. It's definitely smoother. The gameplay is smoother. I feel like I have more control of the players overall compared to last year.
Sapien also unlocks our ability to respond to community feedback, like adding referees back to the field, and it's optimized for both male and female characters.
All right, people want the referees. Got your referees. Like, you know, I don't hate when people get mad at what, you know, equipment guys. Oh, why you care about equipment? It's better, and then people get mad at this. Oh, why you care about? Hey, I'm totally fine. I didn't care about referees, but there were people who did. So I'm glad it's in the game. That's what you wanted. That's great. Let's move on.
Enhancements to foundational football in key aspects of gameplay increase the authenticity of every play. First up is blocking.
Yeah, the blocking is definitely improved. The run game is going to be something serious this year. It's going to be, you're going to really have to stack the box to stop the run.
In Madden 23, blockers sometimes miss their marks.
That's so frustrating.
In Madden 24, a new blocking system makes open field blocking AI smarter and more decisive, and in turn, makes it easier for ball carriers to react to blocks. We're also expanding field sense animation branching technology to blocking. Okay,
so again, this is great for, especially I hate we're playing against people in 23 who had a whole bunch of safeties at linebacker, and they're somehow able to stop the run and block shit guards and hit guys in the backfield and all that. And this is great. This is what, you know, I want to see this, but then they always take it too far. There's not guys running down the field just pancaking 3 and 4 people. There's not guards just pancaking the whole defense all over the place. Like, you know, that's a great block, but how many times can you say you've seen a lineman pancake a guy, they go pancake another guy? I'm not saying this never happened, but it's not a typical thing that you see, and it's like they always swing the pendulum way too far in the other direction.
Which allows the AI to branch in and out of double teams to get to the second level, chip block, and push the pile. We've added new run concepts like pin and pull and toss crack with dynamic pre-snap targeting and pull block assignments. All of these improvements will open up more space for the run game in Madden 24.
Yeah, the run game, you know, toss is back. Run game is legit.
Enhancements to the ball carrier pathfinding and AI behavior include the implementation of Frostbite navigation grid capabilities for the first time. The result is a better assessment of the playing field and defensive threats by ball carrier AI, and more appropriate movement through the chaos of a play.
Yeah, the CPU definitely has some good runs, nice runs on me. You can tell the ball carrier just doesn't run into the back of the lineman like that. They're kind of, I mean, I'm not a big person. I don't play a ton of CPU games, but in the beta, that's what I mostly played was versus CPU. So I did noticeably the running backs did find holes better.
As a result of improved traits that intelligently determine how quarterback AI performs, each QB represents a unique defensive challenge in Madden 24. Conservative quarterbacks will check down more often. Ideal decision makers know exactly when to sling in a tight window throw, and aggressive signal callers come with high risk, high reward.
And mobile quarterbacks can't hit the broad side of a barn. Oh my gosh. So I guess they brought back, they had to balance out that, you know, you can scramble more. Because, you know, last year you can scramble. As soon as you hit the sprint button, they were on you. But you definitely can scramble this year, get out the pocket, up the middle. The running quarterback is back. So I guess they were like, all right, since this is back, we are going to totally handicap or whatever you want to call it, the throwing ability. Man, I was playing with Lamar Jackson, playing with a couple of mobile quarterbacks, and the accuracy is so bad. Like, you try to hit a corner route or a post, something like that. I mean, they're throwing the ball crazy places. Like, passes that were 100% accurate last year are just, like, again, it's not as bad as last year where missed throws were going right to the safety or right to the cornerback in the flat, but they're just missing them. They're just missed throws.
Mobile quarterbacks, like
again, I'm new to the game. You know, I've been playing for, you know, a couple of weeks or whatever it is like that. So, you know, it takes time to learn the game, what pass you could throw. Of course, I'll learn and adjust to the game as they go. But I was just shocked how, like, passes that I would make easily in 23 was just hitting the ground in 24.
Lamar Jackson are also able to use ball carrier pathfinding and are more dynamic to play against as a result. In addition, AI quarterbacks can better execute the quick passing game, call hot routes, audible at the...
Yeah, so I did see this. They're able to operate a quick pass, but I still see receivers that run out of bounds on their routes. Like there were a couple like quick down and out, and receivers just run out of bounds and throw it out of bounds. I mean, that's been the game forever.
Line and are smarter and more challenging to play against overall. New read steps and crossover footwork allow DBs to see the ball and make plays more authentically. And now defenders need to be able to see the ball in order to make a play on it. As a result,
yeah, that's cool. I see a lot more swats. There was a couple of plays where I thought they could have went for the pick, where like slants and passes that were behind the receiver, that the DB just reached out and swatted when he could have just put his hands up and caught it. So I think they're trying to cut down on those 6-7 interception games. They want to improve the defense without making it, you know, having quarterbacks throwing 6 interceptions. I had a ton of games, especially head-to-head, where guys throw, you know, 6-7 interceptions. So they're trying to tone that down to make the DB swat it away instead of just going for the pick.
Slant routes and crossing routes will have a higher chance of breakups or interceptions, and defenders can utilize new animations to...
Yeah, there's so many breakups, so many hits, so many drops. And I'm not complaining. It's just it's just getting you guys ready, because I know people get mad at drop passes. So unless a guy's open, yeah, that ball's coming out.
Make more plays on high balls.
False.
Fumble recoveries are more realistic with new animations like crowded pileups and scoop and scores. And onside kicks are more authentic with the addition of new ball physics. With over 70 new off.
Yeah, I haven't seen too much. I haven't tried the onside kicks yet, so I can't really speak on that.
Offensive formations, new pass and run plays that take into account a team's identity, and over 500 new plays. There's more play calling variety in Madden 20.
Yeah, the playbooks are beefy. I mean, I think this is the first year I could say I might be okay. I'm a custom playbook guy. Over time, I usually add and make custom playbook. But I mean, the variety and the growth of the playbooks, and it might not even be needed this year. But they're definitely they're going to add more. They're still going to update the playbooks. So, but they're already kind of, you can see the team's identity in each one. Like the Ravens playbook is totally different than the Chiefs playbook, and they're still adding more plays.
4. New team-specific formations take into account real-life personnel alignments that allow for you.
I mean, like I'm saying, like so many pancakes. Like I love a good pancake, but man, they always go so extra.
Unique matchups, letting you be more creative when play calling. Improvements to Madden 24's post-play engine gives NFL stars more true-to-life reactions after every play.
Yeah, see, again, another pendulum thing. Like they went too much with it. Like every single play is a celebration. Like, I get it, NFL players celebrate, but it's like 3-yard gain. Like, oh, he's doing the Macarena. Like you're doing too much. Like, you made a tackle for a 2-yard gain. You don't need to do a backflip. Like, they went over the top with the celebrations. Like, tone it down a little bit. Like, I know real life players celebrate, but it's just like so much. They like went crazy with the celebrations.
Contextually appropriate reactions with more celebrations and frustrations make your teammates more dynamic and boosts immersion. Madden NFL 20.
Well, one thing they didn't talk about, but you can hear there, is the crowd noise. The crowd noise is much more noticeable. But another thing, I think they got it ramped up a little too much. Like, it was times where I got a 2-yard gain and the crowd was going crazy. Like, oh my God, 2 yards is amazing. Like, you completed a slant. Like, it was just like, okay, okay, on a big breaking a big run, a big interception, something like that late in the game, a big play. Like, yeah, get hype. But I feel like the crowd was too loud and too hype on like basic mundane plays.
4 was designed to provide players with more control, more realism, and more confidence on the field. And we can't wait for you to get your hands on it.
So, much more, I would say this is one of those years was like a polished year. I wouldn't say there's a ton of major advances, groundbreaking advances in the game, but it's just like they polished and perfected and made things a lot better than they were last year. But there's nothing I would say that stood out where I was like, wow, that's amazing. You know, besides the improved blocking is noticeable, especially in the run game for sure. And I feel there's more of a balance in the pass rush as well, where it's not too OP and you don't have all day back there. It depends on who you're playing against, your offensive line matchups versus the superstar X factors, pass rush that you're facing. I gotta see more. I gotta get more head-to-head gameplay action in to tell you guys like if the zero blitz meta is still OP and all that, and get more in depth into the gameplay and head-to-head and all that. But you know, it's Madden. You know, it's a more polished Madden 23. Like, if you don't, and I say this almost every year, I feel, if you don't like Madden, you're not gonna like it. Like, nothing they do is gonna make you go, wow, I like Madden now. Like, it's an improved Madden game. If you hate Madden, you're always gonna hate Madden. Like you know, it's not gonna change. Like, you know, they improved the game. It's a better game. It's a better Madden game. If you love NFL 2K and hate Madden, you will always, there's nothing they can do to change your mind that is made up. So if you don't mind Madden, or if you like Madden, you'll probably like Madden 24. This is not a review. This is just my feelings on the gameplay and what I've played before, my feedback on it. So that's it. I'll catch you guys next video. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe. I'll check you in the next one.